Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a phenomenal day. Taking another look here at Cardano. Wow, what a nice recovery we've seen here. This is fantastic. It's still not out of the woods yet. I'll explain what I mean by that. We'll have to redraw out some new fib levels. While the price didn't bounce off 0.618 there, it pretty much turned itself right around as soon as I uploaded the video. So super glad that that worked out well for most of my community members. We have broken this descending trend line as well, which is extremely important. We do have a little bit more, again, a little bit more confirmational science to look for before feeling comfortable with the long position. Again, that's just me personally, but we'll talk about that and much more. So if you are new to the channel, not a financial advisor, I love to teach people to trade. I hope you can learn something today. If you do want to become a better trader, again, cryptocash.tech is the site, link down below. I actually do offer a trading academy, which is very helpful here if you're newer to trading, but also basically I have a trading signals as well, which are extremely important for a lot of folks too. So be sure to check that out if you're already part of the community and you don't know. We have like our scalping day trading bot. We took some nice profit from Solana here recently, as well as Litecoin, I think, and BNB if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there's a few trades in here. We got a nice little BNB long position open right now. Okay, so yeah, just some friendly advice there, and then obviously premium group. Nice profits there from Adam, Cartesi, OP in the last 24 hours. OP trade turned out to be really good. We caught that pump there in that little 6-hour time frame, so that was really nice. But with Cardano, we haven't traded it in a little while, honestly, because we still have a trade open that is in profit right now. We have like an average price, I think, right around 56, 57 cents. So we're holding off on that trade as a swing trade. We're waiting to take profit on that, which I'm confident we will. So I think our profit targets are around 62 to 63 cents. So I'll explain why that's a probability, but also we want to be mindful of potential pullback to and retracement levels that might occur. Let's look at liquidation first and kind of jump right in here, kind of see what's going on. Liquidation, liquidation, that's the right word, is important to recognize because that's usually a target for whales. So they'll try to push the price action in either direction to try to swipe out those whales, or sorry, rather the whales will swipe out the liquidation levels and kind of just have free reign to be able to move the price where they want once they hit that level, okay? Because the price usually moves fast once you hit those liquidation levels, which is why you see sometimes resistance levels broken and then the price shoots up. It's because shorts have to close their shorts. They oftentimes hedge their shorts with longs and the price goes further. That said, though, we can see right here at about 64 cents of strong concentration of liquidation to the upside and not a whole heck of a lot to the downside, okay? So it really just tells us that some folks are they're a little bit more short heavy than long heavy on Cardano, okay? And again, 64 cents is this range right here. That's roughly where all the liquidation's at, right in that range. Okay. All right, so let's talk about daily quickly and work our way down. This hasn't changed too much since last night when we last reviewed this. We're still in this descending trend we've tentatively broken, but also can note that we are swinging down for stochastic, but our size and the money flow index is plateauing, which is good. We want it to go sideways at 70 or higher. And I know you're probably thinking, why do you want it to stay at an overextended state? Well, it's already there. If it stays there, it can continue to run. If it drops below, it tells us a potential reversal is on the horizon. We can take a look at TD sequential here. We did hit a 9, so this period of consolidation is perfectly fine. It's actually what we want. It's warranted and necessary, okay? So if you're like the kind of person who's like, no, I want it to pump. Well, every action has a reaction, right? The cause and effect. Price goes up, it has to come down, and in order for it to go up further, it has to go sideways first. And this, believe it or not, is sideways action. Okay, we're kind of sort of range bound between a low of 51 cents and I would say just generally an upper 62. So 51 to 62 is the range that we're in. Its average true range based on volume is 59 cents, which is a tentative resistance level. We can see that at 0.618, 59.5 is a problem area for us. In other words, we just got rejected at the second highest point. So we tentatively have kind of a double top, if you will, kind of ugly. There's a lot of other chart patterns we can kind of draw conclusions on here right now. The key takeaway, though, is that we didn't break this recent high with the new high. Therefore, we may not be able to establish an uptrend here soon. Again, that's not bad or good. It's more neutral. I would love to have seen it break above and use that as support. But what we need to break above 59.5 to have any luck in moving forward. But the cool thing is, here's the reason why it's good. Mainly because you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 attempts to break that level on the 4-hour time frame, and it hasn't yet. Well, you know what? I think number 11 is going to work out. We could very well see a small little cup and handle here, of course, something to retest that level. And again, mainly this digression here is because of our wonderful friend Bitcoin. Okay, so just kind of give you perspective here. Bitcoin had a bad day today. It's trying to recover, but the last 12 hours has been pretty horrendous. Big surprise, Asian markets driving the price down. They're consistently doing this. They did it on Monday, or Sunday night. They did it again last night, and they're starting to have less success as the price continues to stabilize. That said, I'm confident that Cardano would have been able to stay above that level hadn't that happened. Okay, so all that said and done, we're at a 5 right now in TD sequential. The likelihood of the price action retesting that level, I feel, is fairly high. Let's look at some other indicators here. Indicators. Sorry, speaking can be hard sometimes. We see MACD is diverging here still, but it's starting to lose that momentum. In other words, there is potential for further downside here just based on this sentiment. We are not converging at all. We're not in the woods, or out of the woods yet. Still not in the clear there. Okay, so again, not really confirming factor for me to want to warrant another long position, right? And yes, to answer your question, I get this question a lot. Do you open more than one long position on the same trading pair within your swing trading group? And the answer is yes, I do. That said, though, we're going to wait for confirmation because we still already have a current trade in profit right now. Okay, again, you may not think that, but that's why we use average price, and we lower our average price down with lower entries. We have multiple profit targets and multiple entry targets. That helps secure us in these types of fluctuations. Trust me, it makes perfect sense if you have an automated trading bot doing all the work for you. All right, that said, price action is above 50 on the RSI. That's a positive contributing factor. Stochastic RSI is trying to swing down, so that's also negative. Money flow index hanging out right around 50. So these all kind of balance each other out. And what that basically just means is that doesn't give us confirmation that we want to take a long or a short. The hourly could give us some confirmation here. This is a nice bullish engulfing candle that is, well, closing right now in 2 seconds. That's awesome. Okay, so that said, now that we have that bullish engulfing candle, that is typically a sign of reversal. Okay, now again, that's just a small little thing to acknowledge. It doesn't necessarily mean it's just going to continue, but there's a good chance we might see the price continue higher there with that having closed. In other words, this last hour is more bullish than the previous hour, and it tells us that the bulls are more so in control now than they were before. Right? That's really just what it's saying, not a definitive reason to take a trade. I know I could see that somebody saying, oh, Cash told me to take a long trade because we have a bullish engulfing candle in the 1 hour. Oh man, you hear it all sometimes. Some folks are incredulous. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the hourly. This is a good sign. Okay, this is perfect. This is what I like to see. All right, so first of all, when we reviewed this yesterday, we were below the cloud. I said to wait for confirmation. Confirmation came roughly right around here, letting us know that we are retesting our most recent high, but also we closed above the Ichimoku cloud roughly 3 or 4 hours. Okay, so after 3 or 4 hours of being above the cloud, that's a good confirmational sign. While it wouldn't have been the greatest entry, I think it's still safe because the price came down here to reject off the lower lead. Conversion line still above the baseline, lag and spans free and clear. These are all 3 signs to leave your long position open or consider even taking a long position at this point. So the choice is yours, however you want to do it, it's up to you. But this does look like a pretty decent sign here. The only thing I'm concerned with, and just keep this in mind, we got to also play devil's advocate. We are seeing lower lows and lower highs still. Okay, so until we break that trend, we need to assume it might continue. All right. So again, just because we're above the cloud doesn't mean you need to go hard, but it does imply that we're in pretty good shape considering we broke this descending trend. We're now above the new trend line established by the cloud, and all 3 other indicators are telling us that we're in pretty good shape here. That in combination with Bitcoin kind of stabilizing at 41,000 could imply we should see further upside for Cardano. So I'm leaning a little bit more towards the price going up than down, but again, it's not like it's not quite the confirmation I would like to look for because we are rejecting fairly hard off this resistance level based on volume at 0.618. Again, a closure above 59.50 would be solid. I'm looking for a daily closure above 59.50, so I'll just go ahead and add an alert there, double check later, see if it's worth maybe considering a second long. I'm probably not going to open a second long considering this entry is really close to our profit target. Doesn't make a ton of sense, but once again, for anyone who's considering a trade, that's what I'd be looking for. All right, folks, I hope that makes sense. Another thing that makes sense too, which is really cool, I'm getting tons of good feedback from my community. I'm super happy it's working well because our community, based on the US and Canada, they were hit really hard with KYC requirements, and this exchange doesn't require that. Okay? So KYC VPN, not an option, not a thing here with the Bitunix, and they also have phenomenal, I'm telling you, phenomenal customer service, and of course, some really nice benefit rewards here if you decide to use my link to register. So consider that. We're going to have some trading competitions here soon. Hope that that continues to work well for you, and thanks again for the wonderful feedback to my community. You want to be part of my community? There's a free group over here on my Discord, Twitter, Telegram, the whole 9 yards. We're all having a good time, and it's kind of a lot of fun. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, though. Thanks again for your time. See you next one.